Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are in good health and taking great care of yourself. Welcome back to my English class. I am Fatima Kulsawala from Atmiya Green School, Jadeshwar. So let's start our today's English class with Unit 5 from your course book, section number 3, Indian Weavers. Indian Weavers is a poem written by Sarojini Naidu. So let's just recite the poem before moving ahead with the explanation. So students, I request you to open page number 124 in your course book. So let's read the poem. Weavers weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? Blue as the wings of a halcyon wild, we weave the robes of a newborn child. Weavers weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plums of a peacock, purple and green, we weave the marriage veils of a queen. Weavers weaving solemn and still, what do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather and white as a cloud, we weave a dead man's funeral shroud. So this is a poem written by Sarojini Naidu. So let's just read some information given over here about Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was born in the year 1879 and she died in the year 1949, and she was born as Sarojini Chattopadhyay in Hyderabad. So that is her maiden name. That means her name before the marriage. She is also known as the Nightingale of India and was an Indian independence activist and poet. So she was considered to be the Nightingale of India because of her voice, which was very sweet. And she was also an Indian independence activist. She served as the first governor of the United Provinces of Agra and Oudh from 1947 to 1949. Naidu was the first woman to become the governor of an Indian state and was the second woman to become the president of Indian National Congress. So this is some information related to Sarojini Naidu. Now let's see the central theme of the poem before moving ahead with the stanza-wise explanation. So here, as you know, the poem is written by Sarojini Naidu and she has talked about three types of dresses that the Indian weavers weave at three particular times of the day, and they are linked with the stages of a human life. You can see the first stanza talks about the morning time, early morning time. The second stanza talks about evening time, and the third one talks about the night time. The first stanza, the garment weaved is that for a newborn child. In the second one, you can see in the evening time they are weaving the marriage veils for the queen, and in the third stanza you can see that during night time they are weaving the funeral shroud. So here you can see that the poem is linked to the three stages of human life, that is birth, marriage and death. In another way you can say that it talks about the life cycle. First one is childhood, the first stanza. The second stanza talks about adulthood, where you get married and you have many ups and downs in the life. And in the third stanza they talk about old age, when you have to face the bitter truth, that is death. The poetess asks three questions to the weavers and their answers relates to the life. Now let's see the explanation of first stanza. Weavers weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? So in the first stanza, the poetess questions the weavers that why are they weaving the garment which is so bright and beautiful, and that too early in the morning. Over here, at the break of the day, describes the time where you can see a very less light in the sky, and that too before sunrise. You can also call it dawn. Dawn means the time before the sun rises. So they are asking that why are they weaving such a beautiful and brightful cloth, that too early in the morning. So what do the weavers reply? The weavers reply that the cloths they are weaving are as blue as the wing of Halcyon Wild. Halcyon is a bird which belongs to Kingfisher family. And the weavers say that they are weaving robes for the newborn child. Robes means a loose garment which is being tied or used to wrap around the newborn child. Now you can see here that the robes which are being weaved for a newborn child which has just arrived in the world, right? And they are being weaved during the break of the day. That means the first time when the sun, before the sun rises, right? So the time and the cloth which is being weaved by for the newborn child, it describes the childhood, or you can see the first stage of the life. And it also describes the first stage of the life which is full of freshness, happiness, beauty, hope, etc. And there is no sorrow during this time. So as a child you are always happy and you don't have to face any struggles or any ups and downs in your life. Now let's move on to the next stanza. Weavers weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright? So in this stanza, the poetess asks the weavers that why are they weaving a garment so late? That is during the night time, or you can say evening time when the sun sets, or you can say dusk. Dusk means the time after sun sets. Okay, मतलब सन की लाइट अभी भी है स्काई में लेकिन सनसेट हो गया है. दैट टाइम इज कॉल्ड डस्क. सो शी इज़ वेरी क्यूरियस टू नो दैट वाई इज शी वीविंग अ गारमेंट विच इज़ नॉर्मली representing the colors which are considered bright, and also at such a time जब marriages होते हैं. That means most of the time if you have noticed, India में most of the time marriages कब होते हैं? Evening के time पर, right? So the time is being linked to the adulthood and that to marriage time. So she also asked that they are weaving a garment so bright like plums of peacock, that is purple and green. So what do the weavers reply? That the cloth that they are weaving is bright and richly colored because they are weaving it for a queen and they are making a marriage veil. Veil का मतलब होता है a piece of cloth that covers woman's face. जो women के face को cover करने के लिए use होता है, that is called veils. So they are weaving the cloth which is being used for marriage veils of the queen. And it also indicates that this veil and this color which symbolizes the ups and downs of the life makes the adulthood bright. That means during your adulthood time you may have happiness and you may also have sorrows in your life. And just like this color purple and green, your life would also be bright. So in the second stanza we can see that they are talking about adulthood. And now let's move on to the third stanza. Weavers weaving solemn and still, what do you weave in the moonlight chill? So here if you notice, the poetess is not asking why are they weaving the cloth. They are asking what are they weaving. She is so curious to know that what are they weaving during this time of the day. Moonlight chill, that means they're talking about the night time. And weavers weaving solemn and still. Solemn means they are very quiet and calm. And they are weaving a garment that too during the night time. So what did the weavers reply? The weavers replied that they are weaving a shroud, which means a cloth which is being used to cover the body, a dead body, to cover the dead body. This represents the final stage of the human life, that is death, where your life where you don't have a life and you don't have any emotions, just like the white color, which is as white as feather and cloud. That means it symbolizes the eternal peace and calm which comes after the death. So students, I hope that you understood this poem stanza wise. If you have any queries, you can ask me in the live class. Now let's move on to the exercise which is on page 125. So you need to select the correct option of the to complete the following sentences. Let's see the first one. The blue color of the newborn child's dress is compared to, what is it being compared to? The wing of halcyon, any free bird flying in the sky, color of the sky, or the color of the ocean. So here the right answer is first one, the wing of halcyon. Let's see the second one. The marriage veil is compared to the plumes of peacock because the first one, it is as big as the feathers of peacock. It is as bright and colorful as the feathers of peacock. Yeah, it is as light as the feathers of peacock, or it is as beautiful as the feathers of peacock. So यहाँ पे the correct answer is option 2. It is as bright and colorful as the feathers of peacock. Let's see the third one. The mood of the poet in this poem changes from first one, sadness to happiness, happiness to sadness, happiness to anger, or amusement to sadness. So what do you think? What would be the correct option over here? So here the correct option is second one, that is happiness to sadness. So students, you have to write down the poem and this poem appreciation, that is tick the correct answer in your notebook. Now let's move on to the next exercise, that is answer the following questions. Let's see question number 1. Pick out the words, expressions or the phrases from the poem that indicates different times of the day. So we need to find out the phrases or the expressions and words which indicates different times of the day. So let's see the answer. That is, in the first stanza you can find out at break of day. In the second stanza it is at fall of night, and in third stanza you can see in the moonlight chill. So these are the 3 phrases which describes different times of the day. Now let's see second question. Is there a similarity between the break of day and the birth of baby? If yes, what is it? So do you think there is a similarity between break of day and the birth of baby? Obviously there is a similarity, because break of day is considered to be the morning time where the sun is going to rise, right? And in the same way, the birth of baby is also considered to be the first stage of the life when they arrive in the world. So let's see the answer. Yes, just as the break of the day is the beginning of the day, the birth of the baby is also the beginning of his or her life. Now let's see the third question. Pick out the 2 objects to which the shroud is compared to for its color. The shroud, that means the covering which is used to cover the dead body, right? So what are the 2 words being used for it? That is a feather and a cloud. So the shroud is compared to a feather and a cloud that is of white color. Next one. Which 3 stages of life does the poem speak of? Can you relate them to the 3 stages of the day? Yes, as we have learned that they are talking about the 3 stages of the life. And which are they? Birth, marriage and death. And they correspond to the 3 stages of the day. That is morning, evening and night. Birth corresponds to the morning time. Marriages corresponds to evening time, and death corresponds to the night time. So death means the end of the life, and in the same way night means the end of the day. Now let's move on to the next question. The poet uses similes to draw direct comparison between the things. Identify the similes used in the poem and point out the common link between the two objects or things compared in each case. Now students, similes means that is a comparison between two things using the words as. That means there is a comparison over there between the two things, and that comparison can be found out by the words like as. So let's see what are the similes used in the poem. The first one is blue as the wing of halcyon white. So here the color is being compared, the blue color and the wing of halcyon, that is also blue color. So the link, that means the comparison is done between the two things, that is color. Okay. Now the second stanza, it has the word like the plums of peacock, purple and green. So over here also, like the plums of peacock, it indicates simile because it has used the word like. And so the common link over here is again the color of the garment and color of the peacock. Okay, so that is a comparison between the garment and the color of peacock, and both are same in color. And in the third stanza, you can find a simile which says white as a feather and white as a cloud. Okay, so white as a feather, here the funeral shroud, that means the garment which is viewed in white in color, right? That is compared to the color white, and that is as same as a feather color. Feather is also white, right? And white as cloud. Again here also the common link is color, that is white color. Now let's move on to the next question. Identify and collect the words in the poem that indicates the changing mood of the poet. So you need to identify and find out the words in the poem that indicates the changing mood of the poet. The words that show the happiness, mood of happiness is gay and bright. So when do you feel that the poet is happy? By the words she has used, like gay, which means bright and colorful, and cheerful, and the second word is bright, which is in second stanza. While the words that show the mood of sadness, that means she is sad, and at that time she used the words like solemn and still. So students, you have to write down this question answers also in your notebook, and with this we have completed our course book syllabus for PT3. Now we would be continuing in the next video with the grammar portion. Till then, take care and see you soon, students.